Hey guys, Luke here and welcome to episode 4 of my West Tigers Rugby League live through career mode. Now, before we start the episode, just remind you, if you enjoy the video at the end, make sure you give it a like and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, let's crack on into the video. So this episode we're going to be taking on the Rabbitohs and the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs. So, Bulldogs on my side. This game is somewhat special to me. I want to get the win against the Bulldogs. Obviously, I want to get the win against the Rabbitohs as well, because I'm not a huge fan of the Rabbitohs. But yeah, I should just point out, if you're seeing the team lineups and that sort of stuff, you might be thinking, where's Keary? Well, here he is on the bench here, number 16, Luke Keary, and it is a little bit strange and it's a little bit annoying at the same time. The game can't recognise, that Keary and Reynolds should be the halves and Sutton should be in the forward pack. They just pick Sutton in the halves because he's a better player or has better rating than Keary, but they can't fit everybody into the same team. Like, they don't pick the best team, they pick the best players, if that makes sense. But still 0-0 after 6 minutes or whatever, 8 minutes I think, and they're going to launch up a bomb here. And I will say Glenn Stewart's been terrorising us so far, and he's going to pick up this ball, and he's going to fall over the line, and he's going to score. And Glenn Stewart, I've found him really tough in this game. But I do have to say though, we're 0-2, so, I mean, it's not the greatest start. It was a terrible start, in fact. They've been making line breaks left, right and centre and come up with the first try. Adam Reynolds slots the goal. As you can see here, another line break, I think maybe to Inglis or someone. Don't really know who exactly it was because they don't tell us who their player was. But, yeah, I think that's Adam Reynolds who puts in a kick. And it's going to be fielded by Pat Richards. He's got Tedesco in support, which he uses. Gets it to Sirinen, draws and passes. Lolo gets it to Simona. Simona palms off and goes out, and that was super frustrating. I was sort of thinking, man, we're getting a bit of a roll on here, and then we go and concede a try due to the fact that we did a palm and then floated 5-10 metres across field, which I've never seen a palm which actually makes you go that far over if you actually push the dude over in the one motion. Maybe if you could constantly passing, that'd be a different story. But yeah, this game just didn't feel like anything was going right. I mean, you just saw there, after conceding all those tries and line breaks, which I felt were kind of unlucky, we go and throw a forward pass like that with an animation. Instead of throwing right to left, they throw left to right on the pass is going the opposite way. It was so frustrating. And you can see here, we started out really good with Tedesco, and then the few passes just floating too much. But we do find ourselves with a bit of space here. David Nofaluma takes it around Inglis, and he's brought down 30 metres out of his own try line. So not the best run, but it is showing we are trying. And, we're slightly getting a little bit better there throughout the game. But, it's not good enough. 12-0 half-time. I mean, it could have been worse. We saw a nice little run there at the end by Paddy Richards stepping around the first defender, but brought down. And it would have been nice if we could have got that try before half-time. Would have alleviated a lot of pressure, in my opinion. But we are going to get off to a better start in the half, I think. We got a penalty, a relieving penalty, get us out of our own end. And with that came a little bit of field position, especially this run by Tedesco, which was incredible. Now, I briefly touched on it a little bit earlier, and that was talking about getting, start to the season. Hasn't been too good, but you guys got to be patient with me. First off, I'm get shit at the game, and second off, we've got a young experienced side. And our second rowers aren't too crash hot either, so we're working with what we've got. And at this stage, I wouldn't say we're going terribly. I think Dragons are a really good side in this game, so no shame in losing to them. And the fashion we've lost them, we haven't been completely dominated. It's more of us just being a little bit shit. But 12-6, definitely game on in my opinion, and we can definitely strive to try and get that next try, kick the goal, and I think we're going to be doing everything we can to do that. We see Nofaluma made a break down the edge there. Well, there was a lot of space, and instead of targeting where we're going, we ended up just keep throwing unnecessary passes, in my opinion, which ended up sort of screwing us a little bit in the end there. But Farah takes a dig out of dummy half here, and Pat Richards, I think it was, who went so close in the corner there, just if he could have palmed off someone. Maybe I didn't even go for the palm. And then this is going to be the killer blow here, Greg Inglis. I just got caught out as Tedesco, just caught flat-footed, and he just ran straight past us. I'm not gonna lie, that's my fault this time. In the previous episodes, we've had ones where I've just let the computer, the AI control the fullback, and they've run around them. That one was me, I think. But we do have a nice little chance here, and we should be scoring here, and we don't. Chris Lawrence is held up. Well, not held up, but he's tackled, and that's a handover. All we had to do was draw and pass, but I was waiting for one of the players to actually run into the hole, and they sort of never did, which was a little bit annoying. And then once again there, another chance created, and we throw a shitty offload, and that's how the game's going to end, 18-6 I think it was. It was super disappointing to lose the way we did, because I can't stress this enough, all these games, I don't feel like we're getting outclassed or anything. I mean, our completions were actually pretty good, 14 to 17, we had more time of possession. It's just that final pass, or, just a little bit of concentration in defence. We just need to keep that up for the whole game, and also we need to make sure we get off to a good start, because it's killing us. It's killing us coming from behind. I hate chasing points. I like to just have the lead and grind out a win. That's the style I want to play. I want to be physical. Like, I want the Tigers forwards to be physical and that sort of stuff, and you can't really, when you chase some points, you've got to be trying to pass the ball and that sort of stuff, and you just can't bash them. So, which is what I think suits our team and the most. You might be saying, "Hey, that's pretty funny." I mean, you got Luke Brooks on your side, but I mean, we got Sue, who can tackle hard. I don't know really much about Lolo, but in this game he's pretty good. We've got Woods, Galloway to power off the bench. Dean Hallertau's probably our most casual sort of second rower. But Tim Simona finds himself in space, gets it to Kevin Laguama, and this is the start I'm talking about. That's the start that we wanted. Hit the edges early when needed. Obviously, we don't want to do it all the time, but we want to set the foundation with the forwards. We saw Keith Galloway, I think it was, coming up with a nice little run from the start there, and then followed it up with hitting the edges, which is exactly what you want to do. Go through the forwards. I think the Bulldogs obviously got a big forward pack, but they lack a little bit of mobility over the overall side, and that's something we've got to exploit there. Down the right wing, I think it was Sam Perrett's wing. Pat Richards put a little put a little step on, and unfortunately ended up over the sideline, similar to that Simona one. And I'm finding in these episodes it's sort of repeating the first game to the second game, something at least, as we saw the last episode, the ones where they've just run straight around the fullback, and this one, the ones where we've both ran into touch after doing something good. Now, it's been all Bulldogs this game so far, apart from our try, I've got to say. So although our start's been good in the sense that we scored a try, it's not in the sense that we've been giving away cheap ball and all that sort of stuff. But Brett Morris is going to find himself on the ball here, and he's going to have enough power to get over, and he's going to score. The initial thing was they went up and tapped it back, and Morris found himself one-on-one with the defender, and obviously just powered his way over. As Hodkinson kicks the goal, he's a good goal kicker. Hodkinson's actually really good in this game. Whether you can say it in real life, I'd say yes. He's changed his form a lot, but on this game he's really, really good here, and I felt that was a real opportunity to score there. I was a little bit disappointed a player couldn't stay onside there, but we are going to keep the ball alive here. Farrell went from dummy half, but we get it to Chris Lawrence. He steps around his centre and he goes in and scores a try. Chris Lawrence gets us back the lead, and at this stage I was feeling very, very confident about this game. This is the first time we've sort of been in a position to win a game properly, that we've been in front. Not only did we get in front, we lost the lead and then got back in front. Now, I thought I'd show that little clip there because that's us actually benefiting from that little, I'm not going to say it's a glitch, but that little mechanic in the game. So finally some stuff's going away, and this sort of felt like this was our game, which is really nice. Marty to power, tries to take it around the fullback, which is Corey Thompson, and just forces the offload. I mean, I really should have just tried to draw and pass probably, but I don't know, it didn't really work. It wasn't working for me. So Bulldogs stripped the ball here, and there's another change of momentum, I think. Obviously, we had all the possession and all the field position and all that, and it's gone now, especially with that line break. Tedesco coming up with the important tackle one-on-one with, I'm not sure who it was, but yeah, we do get an alleviating penalty just here. Luke Brooks follows it up with an incredible run there, just hitting the gaps there, a few little steps, and he got us out of trouble there, but he's not going to get us out of trouble here. Takes it around Tedesco, but Chris Lawrence comes up with the big tackle on Sam Parra, I believe it was. And then fifth tackle, we put great kick pressure on there. They have to force a pass there. And then we end up with the ball with Chris Lawrence, I think it was. He got the offload of Brendan Sandy, who's actually been a really good player for us. And then we decided 12-6, 66 minutes in, there was nothing really happening. Pat Richards in the middle of the field. Why not take a shot at field goal? Unfortunately, we did miss, and I'm really not good at field goals in this game. Rugby Live 2, you'd be able to slot them from anywhere. And I'm sure the computer, when they get the opportunity, will do so. But yeah, we're just holding on by the skin of our teeth at this stage. As you can see, they're making line break after line break, and we're coming up with last-ditch tackles, which is good in one sense, because we're coming up with the defence when it matters. But I mean, ideally, we don't want them to making as many line breaks as they are. So moving on to the 74th minute here, they're going to be running cross field. They put in a kick, and that's going to be looking like a really, really nice kick here. And Tedesco comes across, and I wanted to leave it, but the ball sort of was holding up. I didn't want them to come and grab it and score a try, so I tried to pick it up. But unfortunately, Tedesco picked it up on the line, which gives them the last opportunity of the game. 77 minutes in, they've got a whole set on the line here. So close, and we hold him up. We see Marty Tapau's stamina was so low, and had it been any more lower, probably would have scored. Maybe the Bulldogs were also at that position. And then we survive here. Buskin O'Teeth here, I said that twice, but Sirinen end up with the ball and get driven back in goal. So they've got one final set on our line, I believe. And they're starting it off very, very well here. Can they score? No, they can't in that play. Luke Brooks stops whoever it is with the ball. Hawkinson probably. So they're getting dummy half. They're going across field. Another pass there. Probably Eastwood or Clemmer here. Someone like that. And we make an important tackle with Tedesco. And that's game over. We get our first win of the season. And it was so relieving. And it was so, what's the right word? I'm trying to think of the right word. It was really nice. That's not the right word I'm thinking of. But it was a really nice win. And I definitely enjoyed that one. And I remember being so pumped up about that win when it actually happened. Like the amount of concentration I was showing in that game, it was pretty incredible. But yeah, I was super pumped up, and hopefully the team can stay pumped up for the rest of the year. That can spur us on a little bit. And you saw the league positions. We sort of, we're getting up there. We're off the bottom, I think. And yeah, you saw all the other results as well. So some interesting ladder positions. But yeah, that's where we'll leave it. If you enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, and leave a comment and all that sort of stuff. And I'll definitely get back to you. And I'll see you for my next video. Bye, guys.